As a mother, this has got to be one of the hardest things a person can go through. You hear every detail leading up to the death of your child, and you hear to the very last moment that her breath was taken. It was like having your heart ripped out twice. It was like having your child taken away twice. We have recommendations that have been put out, and now it's time to start putting those recommendations to action. Because if they're only going to be recommendations and they only put them in a file and they leave them there, then why are we doing them? Now it's time to show hard action that they're actually going to do them and not just use them as recommendations anymore, because this is unacceptable. We're adding people to our list. Every time we do an event, we are almost at 2,000 people, starting at 1987 up to date to now, that we are losing people at the hands of law enforcement. This should say something. Almost 2,000 people. We need to have this change, and we need it now. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's really the crux of the issue, is her proximity to him with a knife, and him not having the ability to continue to disengage. He backed up as much as he possibly could to stay away from her until he reached the rail of the balcony. There was a large drop from the balcony to the ground. He could go no further that direction. Miss Moore with the knife was standing between him and his only escape route. He couldn't go that direction, so he basically had no possibility of disengaging. And with her being only 5 to 7 feet away with an edged weapon at that point, she's an immediate threat of grievous bodily harm or death to him. The body armor that's worn by the majority of police in this country, it's called soft ballistic body armor, provides minimal protection from edge weapons attacks. Most knives, if they are thrust or stabbed, will go straight through all of the layers of protective Kevlar into the officer's torso.
You had many recommendations in there. I was hoping you could summarize some of the ones you think are more critical for the force to maybe take into account right away.
Exploring the deployment of less lethal weaponry for all of the frontline officers and making that available. That would be ensuring tasers are available to frontline officers, and exploring what we call extended range less lethal that can be used at greater distances in order to stop people in crisis with edged weapons. The goal in all of this is providing officers the tools they need to hopefully safely resolve incidents without having to use lethal force.